ChatGPT is a system that will answer your questions. Kind of sounds like Google. It will actually write instructions for you. It will write code for you if you're a coder. It can create a schedule for you if you ask it certain questions. It can actually create paragraphs of content. It can create summaries or what we could consider extremely short blog posts as well. And one of the things that people are asking themselves about ChatGPT is this a system that's going to replace Google? Because you're getting a lot of information out of ChatGPT that you could potentially get from Google too. One thing to note about ChatGPT is that it's taken over people's worlds. There's millions and millions of people that have joined ChatGPT now, and you need to create an account on it. And it's so much so that it oftentimes shuts down because you can't use it. So even this morning, I wanted to throw one more question in there and it wasn't working. It's very, very new. So keep that in mind as you're looking at it. But I wanted to ask ChatGPT a question and compare that to what happens on Google. So my friend had a 40th birthday last weekend. So I was thinking about what do I want to buy her for her 40th birthday? And so I put in the question, what to get my friend for her 40th birthday. I put that into ChatGPT and it came back with this description. It can be challenging to choose a gift for someone's milestone birthday, especially if you're not sure what they might like or already have. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Personalized gift, an experience gift, a gift related to a hobby, a gift card. Ultimately, the most important thing is to choose a gift that comes from the heart and shows your friend how much you care about them. It's an interesting description. So you can see that it creates these summaries, it creates this kind of discussion with you, and it creates content essentially. Now, if you're a gift store, right, if you happen to sell gifts, this might be the beginning of a blog post, honestly, right? It does feel that way a lot. Now, if you put this into Google, you're going to get ads, right? What do you get my friend for a 40th birthday? Which is more useful? I don't know. For me personally, it was still the ads. I wanted to see examples of presents. But if you're looking for more general terms in this question, this might have given me an idea. Oh, an experience gift. I hadn't thought about that. I could get her tickets. You're not going to see tickets on a Google listing here for what to get my friend for her 40th birthday. So it's interesting because, and again, this is very new, so there's not a ton of research on this, but you can see how these two systems now they're both using natural language processing, but they're both creating very different results. Google is providing websites, it's providing ads, it's doing all of that, whereas ChatGPT is using artificial intelligence to give you an answer to a question. So it's kind of an interesting thought. What about blog writing? So I put in a question that's very niche that could be for a manufacturer of a product that's very specific for conveyor systems. How to stop products from disappearing at the belt conveyor transfer. That's a real specific question that I would not expect an artificial intelligence system to understand, let alone give me an answer. And it said there are a few things you can try to prevent products from disappearing at the belt conveyor transfer. And it gives this list, and it's very short. And what's interesting about that is if you Google that same question, you get content, you get a blog post right up here at the top about eliminating loss at the belt conveyor transfer. And if you actually look at this link, they're not all that different than what's on here in the ChatGPT. Powerful, powerful stuff for even incredibly niche question that somebody answered, right? 40-year-old, what should I get my friend for her 40th birthday? Pretty easy thing to answer. But even these things, it's that powerful that it can really understand what you're asking and give you an answer that's really useful. If you're looking at it in the terms of blog writing, you're not going to get a ton of content. You're really just going to get some bulleted lists. But it is kind of a start almost. It kind of gives you a structure in which to potentially write a blog post. So what should you do about this? Really nothing necessarily at this point. This is all informational, and if what I'm talking about is really very, very new. But I do think it's important to stay informed on ChatGPT because we don't know if this is a fad. We don't know if it's going to change the way Google operates. Think about the featured snippets on Google and how it answers questions. Is it going to change our searching behavior? Am I going to go to ChatGPT now instead of Google for certain things? Not really sure where it's going to go. So I think it's important to stay informed on this. And in the very least, it could help you get started on blog content, but it's not going to give you an SEO optimized piece of content that's going to rank well. It just isn't going to be that far along. You still need to do your keyword research. You still need to understand what questions your users are asking, and you still need to create incredibly useful content that's going to rank well. So I don't think it's changing the face of Google necessarily right now this year, but it's important to keep an eye on and to look at and to potentially utilize. One other thought I had about how you could utilize this tool, think about how this could help you with your short form content. So your social media posts, your brief emails, those little snippets of content that tend to take up a ton of time as a marketer to create. How can you use ChatGPT to be kind of help you get a little bit faster in some of those areas?